good of the order?
Well, this week was pretty full in Lewis County. I think I met many people from outside the area who brought their cars to the Hub City Car Show. Rachel, wasn't there over like 270 cars there? It was a big deal, and people from all over came to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know some of those cars were asked to come back yesterday downtown. The Century Downtown Association is doing a 360 tour. So they wanted to come in, take videos of their historic buildings with those historic cars in front of them. So it was pretty busy downtown, both Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday, well, actually it was Friday night, the Threshing Bee started off with the procession of the tractors. And that was pretty amazing to see all the different tractors. One was as old as 1906. And I think the newest one that I saw was 1953. But to see all those tractors go from Toledo itself to the Heron Farm where the Threshing Bee.
Pretty cool.
It was. Being a farm girl, I was pretty amazed to see all these John Deere tractors. And there was one gentleman holding a baby. And that baby was wide awake when they left the Toledo area. But by the time they got to the Heron Farm, that baby was sound asleep. And here on this tractor, it's going put, 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 put. But that's a farm kid for you.
Yes.
And then, of course, we had the Garlic Festival going on. And good music, good garlic. I've got enough garlic now to last me a while. But this was the first time that the county has done that. Usually it's been the DeVals who really brought it up and coming, and now the county has taken it over from them. So anyway, we had plenty to do in Lewis County. We didn't have to leave our county to have a good time.
Very busy.
Very busy.
Commissioner Jackson?
Nothing for the group.
Okay. Anything for the press conference today?
No
Okay.
questions.
So Ron Averill once again, the Centralia area. I missed a number of these things because we had a state committee meeting of the Republican Party in Spokane on Friday and Saturday, all day Saturday. I got home about 2200. Bobby, that's 10 p.m.
Yes, sir. 2200.
But what was interesting in it is we had a report of how we did in the primaries, and the turnout here in Lewis County I think was below 20%. In the 45th district it was 40%, which for primary is pretty high. We did very well in the 7th. The two candidates, one for Senate and one for House, Short and Maycomer, both were in the high 60% on there, so that looks good for the general election. In the 31st district, Fortunato was 57%, which is, it looks really good, but I think the turnout was a little slower, so we're going to have to watch that as we go to the general election, and where we expect a little bit higher turnout, but it was a happy result. What was not a happy result is 31st District. The Jen Jung, England, had 41.5%, and Dringa, the lady Democrat that's running against her, had 51.5%, about 10% difference. In that race, there was a third candidate that got 7%, and that means that with that 40% turnout that we got a lot of work to do. It's considered a swing district. However, from a standpoint of voting history, there is a Democrat advantage to it. So it is going to take a lot of work before the general election. And of course, our concern is if that seat goes, then we lose the majority in the Senate. And that will have impacts on the Hearst decision, certainly, and eventually may have some impacts on capital budget. And certainly from the long run, it would leave a majority in both the House and the Senate for the Democrats. And we know that the Democratic Party is pushing for an income tax and several other types of taxes. So the party has brought in a manager from North Carolina in a district that was somewhat similar, has had good results to manage the campaign into the general election. And in review of the process, notably, and what many people would consider a good gesture, the candidate, Jen Young England, chose not to do dirty campaigning. And unfortunately, she took that so far that a number of charges were made against her that were never answered. And we think that that had an impact on the outcome of the election. So we as a party prepared to defend that seat as we go forward. We're certainly no longer going to allow that happen. If a charge is made which is patently false, there's going to be a response to it, and we'll be getting literature out there. The point that I want to make is that we, from the standpoint of the data that we have and the resources that we have, the party is planning to do an all-out offensive to retain that seat so that we don't lose it. Thank you.
So Ron, this information's on the website too?
Yeah, a lot of it, yes, would be available on the WSRP.org.
Okay. Thank you.
One thing I wanted to remind folks is at 4 o'clock today, there's going to be a budget orientation, and anyone who wants to come in and have an orientation to the budget that Becky's providing, we would welcome that.
Okay.
And I think that's on our published agenda, too. Yes, on Wednesday. Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Flood Control Zone District Funding Meeting in our boardroom.
With no further business, I move to adjourn.
Second?
Okay, a motion is made and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourn. Thank you.
You are invited to immerse yourself in the beauty of nature in all four corners of Lewis County, Washington. From our fields to your table, farms in the west share their bounty. Limitless landscapes, forests and mountains beg to be explored in the east. Fish our many rivers and lakes in the south, and discover where history and culture intersect in our twin cities. Explore it all by visiting our Facebook page and plan your next getaway at discoverlewiscounty.com. Culture, history, and adventure all come alive when you discover Lewis County.